Hey, welcome to New Jump City, everybody, where we recap the week in American and Japanese sequential art. I am your host, Christian, the unbiased king. And joining me through StreamYards, it is the man, the myth, the legend, the tank top sage in his tank top. It's Joshua Gangsta Time Code.
It's called Partner, but it should be called Gangsta Time.
What's good, Chris? What up, everybody listening?
Hey. Also joining us today, it is our producer.
Back from the Infinity Castle.
Yeah, we're back from the Infinity Castle. It is our producer, Edgelord Big News Brian.
What's up, nerds?
Hey. We're back with a new episode. Very excited to get started on this one. How are you guys doing this week?
Doing good. Good, bro.
Yeah, Brian just had a birthday.
Yeah, it was a very, very great birthday weekend.
Yeah. Happy birthday to the boy. We all went out to watch Demon Slayer. It was a good time, good movie. We talked about it on the pre-show a little bit, so check that out. Shameless plug. But yeah, it was a great weekend. We had a good time. I have not done anything in regards to my... Oh, wait, and you know what? That's a lie. I have been reading Witch Watch again. I am, for those who don't know, I am continuing my quest to read every single series currently running in Jump. One series has actually ended in this time, and that's Kill Blue, so I won't be reading Kill Blue. At least not for the purposes of this challenge to myself, but I am continuing to read Witch Watch. I got through a pretty serious arc with Witch Watch, and now
I have a question.
What is it?
Is this the third Blue series you've read?
What? Kill Blue? I haven't read Kill Blue. Kill Blue ended, so I won't be reading Kill Blue.
Oh, okay. Because there's Blue Lock, Blue Box.
Well, I haven't read Blue Lock.
Oh.
Blue Lock isn't a Shonen Jump series. It's not part of the challenge. But I have read Blue Box. I have read Blue Box. But yeah, Witch Watch, I just concluded a fairly serious arc in that, and that was kind of cool. But now we're back to slowly transitioning back to the gag aspect of the series. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm getting close. I'm actually not a handful of chapters. I'm maybe 30 chapters behind on Witch Watch, and I should be able to close it out pretty soon. But yeah, that's my thing. And I've also been reading Naruto. So that's been fun. Josh, any updates on the One Piece journey?
Yes, I am in the middle of Act 2 of Wano.
Yeah.
Luffy's been locked up. He's going crazy in the camp. I wanted to talk about, as a matter of fact, I mean, just to say where I'm at. I want to spend my update time talking about something particular, though, right? The ability that Luffy learns, right, from while he's in Wano, the ability to hit people like past, like without contact, right?
From
so
Hyogoro?
Like, hit past people or something like that, right?
Yes.
You're right. Now, I feel like we settled in on the fact that that's a Conqueror's hockey move. Is that what?
No, it's advanced.
Is that is that the consensus here?
No, it's the Ryuo is the Wano variation of armament hockey, where they're able to like use their hockey to penetrate armor, essentially. But no, it's not. It doesn't have anything to do with Conqueror's hockey.
It's advanced armament hockey, essentially.
Right. Then am I imagining things? Of us saying that he used advanced hackers.
I don't think so.
Advanced Talkers comes later.
All right, whatever. I guess I'm bugging. I know.
We may have.
Like,
I mean, I don't know. It's been a long time.
Yeah, but you don't do anything with it.
Yeah, they do. That's how they're able to hurt Kaido.
They weaponize it, right? They weaponize
Yeah.
the Conqueror's Haki.
Yeah, people of Wano have a specific.
So that's a step back.
Yeah, the people of Wano have a specific form of armament hockey that they use.
All right. Well, yeah. The mob, the old dude is about to teach him how to do that shit. The little guy, Hyogoro, the flower.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Hyogoro. Some highlights. When Big Mom's Pirates was pulling up, they almost got into Wano, and King was the one that intercepted them all by himself.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty gangster.
Yeah,
Not gonna lie. It was a funny moment because like they had lost Big Mom. She ends up getting lost on the shore and getting amnesia. Hilarious. And they're like, Perospero was like, oh, so she's dead. I guess we'll be the Perospero Pirates, right? And one of them was like, no, fuck out of here. Katakuri would be because he's like the strongest. And Perospero was like, he's like, we run based on seniority, Perorin. I don't know why that shit was so funny.
Peroin.
It could because he.
I think he laughs at his name.
He's like satisfied when he says so.
I think he laughs in his name. His laugh is Peros.
Yeah. Anyway, they're walking with they're like walking with Big Mom over to like the next town, and they're talking to her about Oshiriku.
Yeah,
those like dumplings or something. I don't know.
I think it's like red bean.
And she's getting so fucking excited, and they're telling her like, yeah, some type of red bean paste filled like donut maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And she's getting so excited. She's like, I can't wait like to have some. And then they're explaining to her like, well, it's kind of far. We're not going to get there like immediately. And then she looks at Chopper and she's like, oh, that's unfortunate. So like she's like, oh, that's unfortunate. And then she starts drooling, and Chopper's like, why are you staring at me? Just good comedy.
Yeah.
Really funny. Because you know how impatient she is.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, yeah, Wano's getting good. Yeah, do y'all have any questions about Wano?
Ooh.
That's as far as I am, particularly.
You know what's funny? I think like the more recent things get, the less I remember about them. So I don't have any deep Wano, especially about Act 2.
That's why I haven't been quizzing you lately.
Yeah. Yeah, I won't remember a lot of the samurai or the Wano characters that'll get introduced. I know there's like a bunch of mobsters that follow Hyogoro.
You named the Akazaya 9.
You want me to name all of them? Okay, let me try. Yeah. I can name the Akazaya 9.
Can you?
Okay, so the Akazaya 9. Here we go. Kinemon, Kanjuro, Kiku, Ashura, Dogstorm, Cat Viper, Raizo, I think. Oh, Kawamatsu. I'm missing one.
You are.
It can't be Izo. It's not Izo.
And they're a pretty big character. So
I'm gonna get him. Give me a sec. Oh, shit. I said Ashura.
Can I give you a slight hint, or you want this all by yourself?
Give me a slight hint. It hurts my pride, but give me a slight hint. because I feel like it's on the tip of my tongue. I can't say it.
He transforms. He
transforms.
They transform, and it's not a fruit related ability.
Dogstorm? Did I not say Dogstorm?
A slight transformation.
I did say Dogstorm, yes.
It's not the Sulong forms.
Fuck. Ooh, it's pissing me off that I don't know.
Don't think about powers.
No, it's not her. It's not Shinobu.
They go through a change linked to trauma.
Change linked to trauma. Wow, this is getting to me. Shit. Change link to trauma. All right, I quit. I can't do it.
We had a good laugh about it.
I know we did. I know when I hear it, I'm gonna be so pissed. But I was defeated.
All right. Of course you are. All right, I got you this one time. Denjiro?
Damn it.
The smiling
yes.
demon.
Damn.
He got possessed by the frowning
yes.
demon or something like that.
As soon as you said it, I remembered.
I should have said they got possessed.
Dang it. I should have known Denjiro.
That was one of the funniest moments of the whole entire arc.
He got so pissed, his entire face changed.
The bone structure changed.
I don't think I'll ever be that mad. Man. All right. Well, you got me there.
With that, I'll end my One Piece update.
Brian, are you reading anything new?
No, not really. I've just been reading like traditional literature.
Yeah, he's been reading real books. We got a fancy boy over here reading books with no pictures in them.
I'm in my research phase. Well, the book I'm reading now has some pictures here.
Mock him. He reads books with no pictures.
But fun fact, reading this book has alerted me to Kawamatsu being named after a yokai.
Yeah,
or not being named after a yokai, but he is
the Kappa.
Inspired by a yokai. Yeah, Kappa. I just learned about Kappa. You guys know what Kappa are?
I know because there's a Kappa in Witch Watch.
Yeah, Kappa Mikey. I remember the show.
You know what they do? Like what they're known for?
They're like water
yokai culture.
They're like water creatures, right?
Yeah. So at first they started off as like a folk tale to keep kids from going into water. So essentially they would Kappa really fucking love cucumber. So they would tell cucumbers. So they would tell kids, don't eat cucumbers and go into the water because then a Kappa will drown you. So Kappa were known to be like creatures that would drag horses and people into water and stuff like that. And they eventually grew to become more like, I don't know, childish creatures or trickster creatures that would go around and challenge people to sumo fights and shit. And they're really good with water.
The prize is that they get to take your cucumber.
Yeah, Josh is in pause mode right now.
What? They love cucumbers, man.
Hey, yo. I mean, this is pretty revealing about Kappa monsters. I didn't know that. I didn't know that the quest for cucumber was so important to them.
Yeah.
They love cucumbers. They love sumo wrestling. And they love sucking the blood of horses. And they like... This is like a really weird thing that I read. This is really going to make you pause, Josh.
Honestly, I was anticipating you saying they love to suck cucumbers.
Well, like, I have one more thing that I was like, oh God, what the fuck? Be ready for this. So
I was like, is Brian about to jump out the AO window?
Kappa also there's like this invisible organ right beyond the anus that Kappa like to steal.
What? Wait, what?
They like to steal like this, or it's an organ that doesn't exist, but apparently,
Oh, the Trion gland?
Yeah, it like lies just beyond your anus, and they like to snatch that shit. And if they snatch it, you die.
Whose?
Everyone's anus has
Not
Not
mine.
my anus.
Not mine.
If he takes it, you're fucked.
Whose anus? Your anus?
No, I don't. That doesn't work
I don't like it.
for me because I don't have that. So,
But yeah, that was my fun fact about my research on yokai.
Cool.
are you reading a yokai detective book?
No, he's reading a book about yokai. Like, just explaining different yokai. In Japanese
their
folklore.
inception, how they evolve over time, and how they change in Japanese culture and beyond.
Favorite yokai so far?
Let's see, favorite yokai. I'd say Oni are kind of interesting. I feel like they're well, it's not like there's a specific one that I'm interested in. It's just the thought of yokai is very unique. It's very interesting because there's so many of them, and all of them serve a certain purpose within folklore and within culture, and all of them are very different depending on the region and the person who's studying and researching them. So, like, in some cases, you'll get a yokai that's like not very prominent because it's very unique to a certain region. And then sometimes you'll have other yokai that are seen as gods or deities. And then that same yokai would become just a regular average Joe yokai later on in the future because people don't view it as powerfully as they used to. So it's just a constant flux of yokai coming in and out of certain places, and it's just really interesting to look at it that way.
More like average Jokai. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty nice, Chris.
So if you guys want to read up on that kind of stuff, read the Book of Yokai by Michael Foster. I think that's his name.
Hell yeah.
But yeah.
All right. Well, with that being said, we should probably move on.
Brian Michael Foster's.
Brian Michael Foster? Wait, what?
Brian Michael Foster's.
I don't get it.
That's I fused Brian Michael Bendis and Michael Foster.
That's good. I like it.
Hold on. Give me a sec.
You okay? Well, Brian disappeared, but we're going to move onward.
Fuck. Oh, shit.
You okay?
I thought his name was Michael B. Foster, but it's actually Michael D. Foster. So he's part of the D clan.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. They're among us.
Well,
Among Us?
I would have planned for that too.
Yeah, Oda planned this from the beginning. All right. Now let's actually move on. One Piece. This is One Piece chapter 1160, The God Valley Incident. Oh my God. Very excited. I read this title and I was like, let's get it. We start off with this cover page. Yamato has arrived at the flower capital, and that's pretty much it. It's well drawn still. Like, the flower capital is one of the coolest, like, environments, I guess, like, or, I guess island parts that Oda or sceneries that Oda's ever drawn. So that's pretty cool to see again. But yeah, getting into the chapter proper. Last we left off, we are continuing our flashback into apparently what has become not just the history of Harold and Elbeth, but the entirety of the era of Rox and Roger in general. We have arrived at the God Valley incident, where what it is that the government has this tournament every 2 years where they just pick a place that's rich with natural resources and do this fucking hunting game on the natural inhabitants of that island, and then take the island for themselves when it's all said and done. And this is a very special incident, mostly because the hated Davy clan has been living on this island, and the government has been looking for them for a long time, and they finally found them, and they are some of the biggest. They're the biggest prizes or the biggest targets in this current tourney. We get a glimpse of them now. We open up as celestial dragons are throwing shit at them from the stands, as they're getting introduced. We get to see a few of them. One of them is holding Teach, and that's genuinely sad and terrifying in its own right. But this woman looks a lot like Nico Olvia, Robin's mom. And I don't know if it's because, I don't know if it's a coincidence because, Oda doesn't particularly have a lot of different looking women in One Piece. There's that meme that he can't draw any women outside of Nico, Robin, and Nami. But if you look closely at this panel, I think this looks a lot like someone related to Robin, but I don't know. I'll leave it up to you guys to decide.
You guys look Robin-esque.
Right?
And the streets have been saying the same thing.
And what my first thought was is this Olvia?
Does Nico have a D initial?
No. Robin does not have a D initial. Neither does Olvia, as far as we know. But yeah, this woman looks a lot like Robin, and Olvia looks a lot like Robin. So I was wondering, was Olvia on God Valley too, as a prisoner, and she somehow ended up on Ora after this? I don't know, but it's a little coincidental. I just wanted to bring that up. But meanwhile, Teach is watching as the celestial dragons just want to kill him for no reason. And he is just terrified at the sight of them. So we then cut back to Dragon, who, has found Shanks's mother, Shanks and Shamrock's mom. And she asks him to save her kids, and to raise them as men. Just don't let him have them. Him being obviously Garling. Bless you, Brian.
Thank you.
Bless.
So she dies, and Dragon, as he heads off, he thinks to himself, he's like, I don't know who you are, but I want to save your kids. If I don't do something, I'm going to collapse under the weight of it all. The competition begins. The captured inhabitants of God Valley are given an hour head start. But before they know it, the celestial dragons are on their tail, chasing after them, shooting them. Civilians are dying left and right here. Garling and the Holy Knights are also fucking shit up. We see Gunko, who is not a Holy Knight yet at this point, actually. She's just the knighthood's pet devoted blade of God, whatever that means. So she's not. I don't think
right.
At this point she's not an official Holy Knight yet. So that's interesting. We see Somers start kicking a kid who's hiding on a tree down there. He lays some thorns on the ground and basically kicks the tree until this kid falls off. This dad comes in and tries to save his kid, but they both die as he's trying to catch the kid. Dragon is coming across bodies of the civilians, and he is just getting sick. He's holding back vomit. And I guess the Navy guys that were there to capture them are getting ready to dispatch. Dragon still hasn't made it back to the ship, and they're like, stupid Dragon, where is he gone? He'd better not be on that island. And we see that Dragon is about to watch a celestial dragon pull up to Ivankov and Kuma, who are, Ivankov is on the rock. Just, we've seen him do this in Kuma's flashback where he's like, don't waste your time dreaming of salvation. We have to escape the game itself. And this kind of is inspiring to Dragon, I like to think, because he's like, well, they still got hope. And as the celestial dragon's about to snipe these kids, Dragon knocks out the celestial dragon himself, which was a nice thing for him to do. Dragon saved his future co-revolutionary captains, so that's pretty cool. We then cut up to when the Rocks Pirates arrive. We get a super duper cool 2-page spread of the Rocks Pirates arriving on God Valley. Rocks tells everybody, he's like, all right, folks, Shaki, treasure, devil fruits. There's no point in killing each other over them. So I propose a temporary team up. Bring the treasure and we'll bring back the treasure and we'll split it even. No complaints about that, I trust. But yeah, they all have their cool lines and they disembark into the battle. We see Roger actually finds Shamrock and Shanks and manages to rescue them, which is very cool, as we figured it might happen. The Roger Pirates...
You said Roger?
Did I say Roger? I meant Dragon.
You mean Dragon.
Yeah, I didn't realize I said Dragon. Roger. But yeah, Dragon saved Shanks and Shamrock. And that's pretty sick. The Roger Pirates show up. There's this really funny moment where Roger's like, I'm going to go rescue Shaki. None of the rest of you have a shot, so focus on the treasure. And then they just beat him up, much like, all of the crew would beat up Luffy if he ever said some stupid shit. And yeah, the God Knights, the Holy Knights start to team up, start to pose up as well. They're stepping in. A lot of cool designs that are not, as far as we know, in the whole. Well, these guys could probably still be in the Holy Knights. One of them kind of is dressed like Roldo used to dress. I don't know if you guys remember this, but that navigator guy,
Roldo,
the navigator guy in the new Pirate Giants that first captured them. When the Straw Hats first got to Elbaf.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He kind of had this makeup when he had it on. He had this skull mask and everything, right? I'm not saying this is him. I'm just saying.
I know what you're talking about, though.
Yeah, I'm not saying this is him or he's like related to this guy, but it's a little coincidental.
Oh, the bull?
Yeah, the bull guy.
With the bull skull?
Mm-hmm. Unless I'm bugging. Yeah. Maybe it wasn't a bull skull, but I don't know.
No, it does look very similar.
Yeah. But that's interesting.
Well, he's not a giant.
No.
Clearly.
No, it's not him. I'm not saying it's him, but I'm wondering if there was some weird influence there.
Yeah.
In any case, yeah, everything starts to pop off. The pirates are all fighting on the island, fighting marines and fighting celestial dragons. And we see a cannonball being thrown by somebody's bare hands, and we know what time it is. Vice Admiral Garp has also arrived. And everybody's relieved because, he's able to take on Rox and Roger. And not only is he there, but Bogard is also there. I don't know if you peep him on the side.
Hell yeah.
Mr. Bogard himself.
Yeah, I see him.
Fucking Bogard.
With his hands on the sword.
He already got it. Now they're in trouble because Bogard's here.
The only swordsman that could beat Mihawk.
Yeah, definitely confirmed canon. But yeah, this is that's actually the end of the chapter. Josh, what did you think about One Piece chapter 1160?
Well, I was gonna say I loved the chapter until I seen Bogard, and you pointed him out, and now I think it's probably one of the best One Piece chapters I've read in a really long time.
Yeah.
Sarcasm aside, this was a lit ass fucking chapter. It's my RGC.
Oh, let me pull it up.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
RGC for me as well.
I hate the celestial dragons.
That's Brian's RGC.
Certified
Sorry.
RGC. Certified RGC.
It's not yours, Chris?
Certified
No.
Wow.
I know it's surprising, but you guys go on. I'll explain why.
Stick to your guns. Yeah, I hate the celestial dragons.
Mm-hmm.
And Oda is the god of this shit for making that so, for making me hate fictional characters. I truly despise them. It's because they're a very raw caricature for how elitists act in our very lives. So it just hits home. Like it's crazy to say that it's a dramatized version, because I don't know, the other reality is really harsh. Like the actual reality of like our planet's harsher than even this right now, but the fact that, for these people to be made a game out of is, I guess, essentially just a metaphor at the end of the day. And how just all these other people are just with the shits and okay, and think nothing of it. Obviously, this is a theme that's been brought up many times in One Piece, so I'm not going to keep going on and on about it. But seeing Dragon's reaction was really interesting, and this is what I was looking forward to the most, as far as like them getting deeper into Dragon's backstory of who he is and how he came to be what he is. And I just gotta imagine this can't be the first time he's seen something this bad.
Well,
Or
the
did it have
idea
to take something like this?
the idea is that he's brand new, like he just got in, and so
Yeah, he just okay, right. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't trying to criticize him or nothing like that. I guess like that says it right there. That solves my inquiries. So yeah, it's nice to see his I guess visceral reaction, and he risked the lives of his whole crew to save these children, and it explains why he hesitated, but he never used it as an excuse to go against his own humanity. So yeah, great job, Oda. I'm still interested to see how far this goes. I mean, because these are kids. I mean, Dragon wasn't a revolutionary, but Ivankov was out there talking that shit. So maybe Ivankov is a lot more influential than we think. Not that we thought he was small beans or nothing like that, but just as far as being the heart of the movement.
yeah.
I think that's really dope. I think it's clear here, right? So, yeah, I thought a lot was said in just like a few pages with that scene with Dragon. And then the other side of this, how, Rox is coming into the picture, and him and the rest of the pirates, they're real pirates. They're pirate pirates. So they're not going there to save no fucking body. They're going to, take what they want to take. And the most good they'll do is probably go somewhat out their way to kill celestial dragons, because they're rare. They're rare prey themselves, It's kind of cool. I hope it turns into a game for the rest of the pirates, and these guys get hunted down.
Well,
So topical, huh?
I think
Is
Rox
it
is
wrong
there.
that I want these elitists to get killed by these pirates?
No,
By these horrible people that
not at all.
I think Rox is there to save his kid though.
Yeah, Rox is there.
Sure, that's not immoral of me.
I don't think so. That was just funny.
Yeah. Thanks, Chris. Sorry, Brian.
I was just saying that, like, Rox is there to save his kid. Everybody else is there just for the fuck of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Rox got his mission. Everybody else is just like, man, where the money right at, where the fruit. Yeah. That's all I really got to say. Brian, what were your thoughts?
Oh man, this chapter was so fucking good. It's like this chapter continues to hammer in. Well, okay. So the first thing I want to talk about is Blackbeard in this chapter. God, it's so sad. Like what he had to go through at such a young age, and the way that he's drawn feels so unsettling. Like the way that he draws Blackbeard here, like it's so sad because you literally see like the shiver stuff too. Like it just adds motion to like the terror that he's experiencing. So it kind of makes sense how he turned out the way that he did. You know, it makes sense that he became such a ruthless, like heartless fucking guy. But on the contrast, Rox is, I'm pretty sure he's the hero in this situation. Like the way that like you see all these atrocities and all this murder and bloodshed, and it makes you want it to stop. And then you see the Rox pirates show up in this big 2-page spread. It's like the heroes arrive to fucking like step in and do something here, even if they're not like, you know, doing it for noble reasons. They're there and they are going to disrupt whatever the fuck is going on here. So the Rox pirates continue to be different than how they were first introduced. You know, like Rox continues to have his own like true like personality, different from how the world government painted him to be. Like Sengoku's telling of Rox D. Zebek is very tainted and very different from how like he's actually portrayed himself to be. So it makes you question what really fucking happened from this point on, because Sengoku said that Roger and Garp worked together to stop Rox, but I have a feeling it's not as simple as that. I have a feeling that whatever really happened on God Valley is very different, and it's hard to believe that like Roger would step in Rox's way here. Like after seeing all this shit. I feel like, and one more thing, this is the last thing I'm going to touch on here, even though, you know, I really like all the stuff they did with Dragon. This flashback is an extremely pivotal moment for Garp, because we need to see why the fuck this guy stayed in the Marines after this. Because this is going to be a very, very important thing, because this will either make or break his character for literally everybody. Because it's not going to be a good look if Oda doesn't handle it right.
Well, I mean, I think even if Garp is nefarious, it turns out like, you know, he just doesn't have a problem with this at the end. I don't even think that's like Oda fucking it up. I think that's Oda telling us something about Garp. But yeah.
Well said. I was hoping you wouldn't go the GA route.
The what?
GA? What does that mean?
Garp apologist.
No, I'm not a Garp apologist. I do think Garp is a really interesting character, even though, like, you want to like him, but he is so complicit in so many of the things that is wrong with the world of One Piece. And you have to wonder why. And I think, Brian, that's a really great point. And I didn't even think about that. So, yeah. Were you done with your thoughts, Brian?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so I really love this chapter. It's not my RGC because I felt like, you know, this is just like the grand appetizer. It's not the real this is stuff we already know. You know what I mean? Some of this stuff, like, you know, we've seen the Rox entrance before. We've seen the Garp pirates enter. We've seen the Garp the Holy Knights you know, posing up. What happens after this will probably earn the RGCs consecutive for me after this. But I'm very excited for that. The dragon stuff was so cool. I do like, the dragon had a lot of fear going into this, and he had like some reservations, but I think I like that he is very much not Garp in that he didn't spend his entire life in this system, and the second he saw something that was like absurdly evil, he was like, yeah, I'm piecing out on this probably. Like,
yeah,
I'm sure,
you know what? How about no?
I'm sure there's a part of Garp that probably knows that, the system is imperfect or whatever, but I feel like this is his first big mission and this is what he sees. I would love it if he's like, yeah, this is like my 5th day on the job and I'm kind of out, I really love this. And I love that they intertwined him with Kuma and Eva so early. He in turn, I think they just kind of have that effect on each other where Dragon was inspired by Eva not losing hope and, still and wanting to fight back. And, I think it was well said that I think Eva was kind of like the linchpin. Without him, there is no revolutionary army. Because without his courage, Dragon doesn't get inspired to turn against a celestial dragon. That's bad. That's not an easy thing to consider. Considering that even passing them is a death sentence. Passing their way is a death sentence. He shot a celestial dragon with a tranquilizer dart, but still, that's a big deal. So yeah, I do like this representation of Dragon. I'm excited to see where he evolved from here. About the stories about, I don't know what it's gonna be. How Rox is defeated. I also can't see Roger really getting in the way or actually killing Rox himself. I have to imagine that's just like the government's story. They did a similar thing with Smoker after Alabasta, where after Crocodile was defeated, they tried to give Smoker all the credit and say that Smoker defeated Crocodile, and he saved Alabasta. And Smoker told them to go fuck themselves, but Garp didn't. If that's what's going to happen, if that Rox was taken down by something entirely different, and they just tried to pawn it off on Garp because he's the hero of everybody loves him in the Navy. He already has such a presence, and they're trying to make him the hero. That's very interesting. They do this a lot in One Piece, and I think Oda, being a history buff, there's this concept called manufacturing consent, where the government will use the media or the news to kind of push forward a narrative to get the people on their side when they go start wars and stuff. And that's a big factor in a lot of what happens in One Piece. And you see it, with how the government works with Morgans, and how also Morgans does the other thing as well, leaks it to the other side as well. It's just the power of information. And I think this Garp's heroism is probably just another example of that. So, a lot can come from this arc. So many answers about One Piece that, we've been wondering for decades at this point are finally going to get answered, and I couldn't be more excited. But those are all my thoughts, really. Do you have any rebuttals, anybody?
No, sir.
I just want to say, very well said. For anyone that wants to read up about manufactured consent, you could look that up, and you could also look up the name Edward Bernays. He was the psychoanalyst that worked with the American government to really make manufactured consent a reality.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, cool stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, that was One Piece.
Chris knows things. Chris is an informed guy.
I'm quite smart.
But all right. Let's move onward.
Bloody cross.
Sakamoto Days. This is Sakamoto Days, chapter 229, new record. Last we left off, Lou has been fighting this cop guy, and she is about to kind of get got by him. The cop guy is about to grab the gun out of her hand and shoot her. We also cut back to Heisuke's battle and to see that he has been seemingly killed. But this chapter opens up and surprise, bitch, he's not dead. He wakes up from being like face planted on the ground, and he immediately starts to shoot his gun. The masked man, the wrestler guy, gets in the way and blocks all the bullets. And Heisuke starts to get up. He's like, "You're not going anywhere." And the magnet girl's like, "Ugh, what is that, you freak?" And the wrestler guy is like, "He blasted off my skin." And you see that he has this metal arm. And he explains that he's got armor. Ugh. He's got armor implants under his epidermis. That's like under his skin. He has metal implants. He said it's.
How is that? What?
He said it's standard in the pro wrestling world, bro. No, it's not.
Really?
No, it's not, bro.
No way. What's blood waffling about,
bro? Brian, can you look that up?
Do I have to? Do I really have to?
Just for shits and giggles, we have to look up the absurd science of Sakamoto Days sometimes.
Right, I'll look it up.
Anyway, while Brian's doing that, they're pretty much into it. They're just like, he's not gonna back down. We gotta get rid of him now. Magnet Lady pulls off a whole billboard and chucks it at Heisuke, I think. I'm kind of confused what she does. She attracts the billboard down and crashes it to the ground. And then the wrestler guy pulls up. He grabs a car with a guy still in it and tosses it at Heisuke. Oh, I think she throws the billboard at Heisuke. He dodges. This guy throws the car. He dodges that. He starts cramming stuff into the gun, the barrel of the gun, and he keeps dodging and weaving. But then Heisuke manages to get a couple shots off, and he actually pierces the wrestling guy's body. He's like, "What kind of freaky bullets did you just shoot?" And Heisuke explains that they're ordinary bullets. I just mixed in a few steel scraps. And this is kind of crazy. He uses the metal. He uses like the magnet lady's magnetism, and I guess positions himself in a way where, the bullets that he shoots, along with like the crammed metal that he is also throwing in there, would be super powered by her magnets being active, and just pierce straight through the wrestling guy. So that's pretty cool. Because I was waiting all this time for you to use your magic magnet in line with the wrestler. So that's cool. But she comes in and she's pissed off. She starts kicking him. And it worked, but he's like, but this really might be the end. Pisuke shows up. He's like, "Sorry, Pisuke. I can't even lift my arm." He's like, "At this distance, I don't think I could shoot her." And then Pisuke carries the sniper rifle towards Heisuke's eyes. And I think through the scope, he sees that Lou is about to get shot. He grabs the gun. He like loads it again. He ricochets the bullet off of Magnet Girl's ear and hits the fucking cop guy before he could shoot Lou. He's like, "What? What just happened?" And she's like, "Whoa, who saved me?" And Pisuke goes, "Pee!" In a way to say, like, "You got him, kid. You got the cop guy." And Heisuke's like, "Yeah, glad to hear it." And unfortunately, Heisuke has been hit by a stop sign that the magnet lady threw. It's pierced his side. And she's about to finish him off. But then the fucking sniper guy pulls up and he blocks her attack with the the barrel of his rifle in a really cool, in a really well drawn 2-page spread. And Heisuke's like, Kamihate? And Kamihate goes, impressive, Heisuke. That distance was about 8.2 kilometers. You just broke my record. And wow, that was Sakamoto Days, chapter 229. Josh, what did you think about that chapter?
This is my second place, for what it's worth. I really like this chapter a whole lot. Heisuke, if he did nothing else for the rest of the series, I would say he did a good job. He did a good job. He did what he was supposed to do. He held up two members, order member and one of their powerful henchmen. I'm pretty sure he took the wrestler dude out. He's pretty much like out. He can't. He took like 6 bullets.
Yeah,
he's done so. And now it's just this metal bending chick against the magnetism chick against this new the order sniper dude. Should be fun. I think we all called that he was going to be the one to come and help him, right?
Yep.
We pretty much all saw that coming.
Everyone knew that, so doesn't make it any less cool. Man, I know that policeman is tired. Yo, so he took out the wrestler and the cop guy. It's over for the cop dude. I mean, he might try to put up some type of fight back, but that nigga's about to get packed up by Lou and Granny Chill. It's over. Brian, what were your thoughts? Oh.
This was a very pleasantly surprising chapter. I did not expect for Heisuke to help. What's her name again? Lou.
Crazy.
Yeah, I was like I was already a little like. I had some aversion to her getting so much help in the first place, but for it to come from Heisuke in the manner that it did, that felt like, oh yeah, that's some good shit right there. That is a great way to kind of tie the characters together. And for him to kind of like have like a major accomplishment like that was a pretty good way to allow him to receive help in the end of it. So for him to like, break the record and then seamlessly kind of transition into someone else being like joining the fray, it allows Heisuke to kind of take a step back now. Because, okay, you proved yourself to be the better sniper. Now you got a fresh body coming in to help out. Because he did a pretty good job. He did a really fucking good job. So this was a fucking awesome chapter for Heisuke. I loved it. I loved what he did here. But yeah, that's about it. Those are my thoughts.
Yeah, I also love this chapter. Man, Heisuke really like showed up. He's fighting at a disadvantage. He's fighting 2 order members, and that are not, they're not good matches for him. But he's still like making it work. The idea of just the, positioning himself to use the extra boost from the magnets to propel his bullets even harder is a really cool idea. But man, that was just such a cool sequence with Heisuke pulling up with the gun. He's like, "You're not done yet." He's like, "Look at the scope," and it was just such a cool moment. I love the ricochet off this lady's ear. That was super cool.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, so he injured the cop dude, the wrestler, and he also like ripped off an ear from the magnet lady. So it's not nothing. Heisuke did his thing, all while taking a stop sign to the side.
Yeah.
Also, this last 2-page spread is just so fucking cool. I love whenever Kamihate shows up. His design is just so awesome. The way the detail in which he draws this muzzle or this like barrel on the sniper rifle is always super cool. I'm excited to see this guy in action for the next chapter. But yeah, those are all my thoughts for Sakamoto Days. Great times. Any rebuttals before we move on?
Yeah, the sniper dude is about the sun shorty. I already know that. Because she's already enraged and all that. So
Yeah.
Hopefully somebody comes to save her, but I don't think so.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't think so.
No,
No, not in my house.
But hell yeah. Shall we move onward?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. Kagurabachi. Josh isn't here, so I guess I'm gonna do Kagurabachi.
I thought we was doing Modelo Especial.
No, we're doing that
Ready
after.
for Kagurabachi?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Josh is back, so I'm gonna leave it to him.
All right. Kagurabachi, chapter number 93. Finishing touches. Last week it was straight violence in action. 4-way fight, 2-on-2. Uraha and Natsumi?
Yes, Natsuki.
Natsuki, there you go. Thanks for the assist, Chris. Uraha and Natsuki on the same team against the Hishaku leader Yura Strings versus and his teammate
Hokuto.
What's this nigga's name? Hokuto. Thank you for another assist. That's 3 technically, but you don't want to count the second one. Anyway, so yeah, last week they was getting it popping. Hokuto was talking lots of shit to Natsuki. And Natsuki showed him what time it was. He used his electrical special move, and that inspired Uraha to turn up and use one of his special moves that cloaked him it just basically boosted his power. He's an enhancer type. Shout out to Hunter at Counter. We mix you. The chapter ended last week with all 4 of them just looking at each other and Hakuto laughing. And this week he is still laughing. And Yura, his own man's is like Hakuto. Please. Please control yourself a little bit. We're in a life or death fight right now. I'm struggling. I don't know if you.
I had plans.
Yes, I had plans.
I had things to do here, and now I'm stuck.
Yeah. Right. He's losing faith in his boy. But Natsuki is like, yo, sorcery is allowed, right? And he said, how come I'm the only one that used it? And I didn't even think about that the whole time. But that's not true. That's cap, because Hokuto used that full body defense shit. That's not real life. You can't do that in actual life.
That's true. He's not the only one who used it.
Magic,
you're right,
bro. He used magic to make extra armor. What are they talking about? Well, maybe he doesn't count defensive moves.
I guess.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe he's talking about specifically like spell related attacks that produce like energy or something like that. Because Uraha used a special move, but like I said, it only really enhances swordplay and strength. So he's like, where's the flashy shit?
Mm-hmm.
I feel you, Natsuki. That's how I feel a lot of the time. Anyway, I just had the most random thought, but I guess I'm going to hold it down and save it for the end. Natsuki's like, yo, what the fuck is your problem? And Ura is saying, I haven't fought in mad long, so it just didn't occur to me. This nigga can't believe it. This is just a shit show. The only one taking this shit seriously is Yura and Natsuki, I guess. Then Hakuto's like, oh, apologies. That's on me for making it an option. I figured you might be scared without your electrical leaf stuff. That's all he needed to say. Natsuki gets tight. And you know, I guess without going berserk, he starts assessing the situation. And he's like, all right, you know, this Yura guy ain't really like that with the sword. But he's really athletic. You know, but he's getting in good blows, whatever. And it's like this other nigga Hakuto, he's clearly holding back and he's on another level. He even seems like he's savoring it. Yeah, weirdo shit. And they're all getting into a stance and they start to clash and we cut away from them. And we follow up on a few other Hishaku sorcerers. This one in particular, this lion dog faced person, he ate somebody.
Yeah.
Pretty nasty.
This
I think this is the
Titan
Death
shit.
Game guy, right?
Yeah. This Titan shit over here.
That produced those heads. Yeah. And apparently his power is connected to him eating people. There's someone else that could produce ice, this girl. I forget what her name is, but
I don't think they said.
she's pretty nonchalant. Huh? Yeah. She's like talking shit. She's like, oh, I thought the Kuminabi was supposed to be tough. And one of the other Shaku was like, I think you guys are just mad strong. Like, cut them some slack. So yeah, they're having a little conversation between each other, little banter, totes nonchalant, no big deal. You know how it goes. As a few Manabi sorcerers pull up to intercept them, and I don't know, they seem pretty confident. One guy has a comb, and he hands it to another guy. That's like, "Let me handle this," as he combs one side of his hair. That's an interesting hairstyle. I don't know how to explain this, and I won't.
It's like old samurai hairstyle.
It looks like a stalk. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, like pumpkin. His head looks like a pumpkin right now. But I know that's not quite what it is. Anyway, so after that, we get another cut to Hakuri and Miss Kiri. Oh, I remember her name, bro.
Yeah, look at you go.
You helped me, and now I'm on a roll. Yeah. With these two other guys that, as soon as I had myself up, I forgot. Pretty important people. One's the executioner dude that was beating the shit out of Hakuto's robot clone thing. And the other guy, Mini Masumi's dad / grandfather or whatever.
Not confirmed, but
for sure.
Not confirmed, but we're
like 105% sure. So the extra 5% is me being cocky. Yeah, they ran into them, and Haki was like, all right, yeah, bring us to the Shinichi. So they're discussing the plan, and he's like, Haku's like, it's cool, like we're gonna be able to make up for all the losses by just like transferring the Shinichi to my indoor warehouse or whatever. Yeah, and they ain't gonna be able to do shit with that. And Masumi's grandfather's like, listen, this is just a weird situation. Like, these guys pulled up to our headquarters clearly like outmatched, meaning they have some type of plan in mind. They thought about that possibility, checked the Shinichi to see if it has some type of remote activation like implanted in it via sorcery. So they already checked for it. It didn't count. I mean, it didn't nothing. It checked out. Wasn't an issue. So Haku's like, we should be good then, right? And he's like, that's why I'm worried. And he doesn't say anything more than that, which is that's the whole point. He's like, even with all of that said, like, they're still really confident. So there must be something we're not thinking about. I have theories, but we're gonna save that for later. As we cut to the final page of Hakuri looking down upon the sealed Shinichi as he activates his warehouse power.
Warehouse eyes.
Brian's doing it too. You just can't tell. Because he's a Pokemon fanatic.
I am Pokemon.
All right, that's the end of Kagurabachi. Brian, what were your thoughts?
This is a pretty fucking good chapter. The action was pretty great. Like this 2-page spread of everybody fucking locking swords and getting into the fucking thick of it is it's a pretty creative spread. Like, this is actually so sick. And I don't know, I just love the interpersonal like conversations that they're having with each other here. Like, all of them have like their own unique like objectives and things that they want from this situation. So it's just fun. It's just fucking fun to see all these guys kind of interacting with each other. But the thing that stuck out to me the most was Mini Masumi adult man getting like an adult shoulder ride. Like, and Hakuri is thinking to himself, an adult shoulder ride? Really?
That's so random.
But it looks like, I don't know what it, I just can't believe it. Like, I feel like they're trying to make us believe that Kudo's dead. They're really trying to make us believe that he's dead, and I'm not buying it. I will not fall for the bait. I think he's still alive. I think he is. Okay? I still believe.
I don't think you're crazy for thinking that. I wouldn't be surprised if he's alive.
They just keep trying to be like, oh man, damn, he's dead. Oh no. Oh my god.
Watch the arc end and
really?
Kudo's dead.
I guess we'll have to do a funeral for him later. And then he's just gonna show up doing some crazy shit later.
You think they're gonna Uraha him?
Yeah, there's just no. I feel like.
Sorry, guys. Wow.
I just feel like I feel like if he is actually dead, like, what is his sorcery really? Like, why is he so high ranking? Like, is he just smart? That's it? Or did
he said he wasn't much of a
utility to
fighter.
him? Yeah, he doesn't have to be a
he's a
fighter,
ninja.
but he could have like some utility, like some really good sorcery that lets him kind of finagle around, you know? But I don't know. That's it for me for Kagurabachi.
Yeah, this was my RGC.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
Yeah, this chapter just went hard. I don't know what to tell you. The first few pages, there was just expert level aura farming on everybody's side. Bro, when they locked into their stances and then they all just like started blitzing, I was like, this page is so fucking cool. The 2-page spread there. Just the interlocking of swords, and I'm just trying to like see which sword connects to who and who's blocking what.
That was pretty cool.
The amount of skill in this 2-page spread is really fucking cool. Like the composition of it all. And I really enjoyed it. On top of moving the story forward, along with the other things that are happening at the headquarters, getting to see a little bit more of the other Kamunabi guys. This fucking dog head guy is a problem. That shit was crazy. He came out here looking like a titan. Just biting people's heads off. I hope that this
Creepy.
I hope that this pumpkin head guy is not fodder. I hope he has a little something to him. He probably won't, but it would be cool if he was cool. You know what I mean?
He's gonna stop at least one of them, I think.
Yeah. These guys
What's the over under?
I could see him stopping one of them. It won't be the scary head guy, unless it is.
We'll put the over under as at a half.
Yeah, I think Big Collar Boy is gonna be fine, because I feel like Big Collar Boy is gonna be used later.
Yeah, you either think he's gonna injure somebody, that's the middle ground. So he's gonna either do more than injure somebody or do less than injure somebody.
Yeah. Well, this guy seems confident that he's actually probably going to die. So he walked in saying, let's minimize our losses. I'll go in alone. I'll keep him busy for a few seconds.
That's true.
And when I give the signal, you fire away and blast me with them. So.
That's a dead man walking.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty cool. That was a cool moment. You know, he's just like, whatever, man. We're going to take one of you down with us. We see that. We also see that like the strongest fighter in the Hushaku is up against two guys there too. So we'll have to see how he fares against them. I'm confused a little bit. Maybe they just couldn't find it, but the Shinuchi was definitely used remotely by its swordmaster. So
yeah,
you know,
I think that all right. You want to have that conversation now?
Yeah.
Because I was going to talk about it. All right, so this is what I think, right? I think clearly their plan is that somehow the Shinuchi master is going to be able to access his sword without having to have it in his hands. Or something like that, maybe, right? But I think that aside, I still don't think he was controlling the sword from a distance. I think he just realized it was activated. And I think somebody... Yeah, I think it just activated something in him. I don't think he was controlling it, though. Maybe he was. Maybe I'm just thinking too deep about it.
Yeah. I think I think that maybe they were just looking for the wrong thing, and that's why they couldn't catch it. But I don't know. Obviously, I feel like this is not going to go well, and probably the Shinuchi and the Shinuchi master are going to go free by the end of all this.
Oh, God, that would be terrible.
Yeah. I feel like that's what's gearing to happen. And I'm curious as to the way Hakuri is looking at it. I'm wondering if he's thinking is like, should I even do this? It feels maybe I shouldn't put this in the warehouse. Maybe they're counting on it, you know? Maybe this is part of their plan. Is for it to be in my warehouse.
Right, because they could capture him.
Yeah.
If he's in the warehouse, if they put him in the warehouse, they could just capture him and torture him. They can do unspeakable things to him.
Yeah. But yeah, those are all my thoughts really on Kagurabachi. I thought it was a really, really, really good chapter. But Josh, what did you think?
Well, aside from the theory that I was trying to build, I thought it was a cool chapter. I feel like this was also like a build up for more action to come. I mean, quite literally. But I don't know. I think I am really interested in the Shinuchi situation. Is it really so obvious that he can just control it remotely and that's that?
Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm bugging.
I'll say this. There was clearly a plan in motion. I think one variable for sure is Hakuri. I don't think Hakuri is a part of the plan unless they made some type of adjustment. But overall, it seems like they wanted the Shinuchi in the Kumanabe headquarters initially to begin with. My thing is, where was it before? It was with Rokuhira Kushiniga?
Yeah, Chihiro's dad had all the swords.
Kushiniga?
Yeah, I think we're pronouncing
It's
it.
Kunishige.
All right.
What do you
Okay.
mean, all right?
Thanks, Brian. I appreciate that correction.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Kunishige.
Kunishige.
I don't even know what I was saying. I'm in a fit of rage right now.
Why are you in
10 out
a
of
fit
10
of
rage bait,
rage?
Brian. Thanks.
Why are you in a rage?
I am tilted. I'm ready to play League of Legends, bro. You see?
See how you got him, Brian? He's about to pull it to League.
I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy.
I got rage baited.
Who rage baited you? It wasn't me.
It won't work again, Brian.
I don't even know what he did.
I don't know. Oh yeah, I was building something. Whatever. They wanted the Shinichi there. That's that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if they get it in the warehouse, they're gonna end up snatching Hakuri. I think he might end up getting kidnapped or something. I hope not.
Hakuri
Whatever.
retrieval arc?
I'm actually, huh?
Hakuri retrieval arc?
Oh, that would be interesting as well. This is so cool because I actually genuinely don't know what. I feel like I have an idea of what's going to happen generally, but I don't know what direction it's going to take. Mm-hmm. It's only a matter of time before Chihiro and
Samura.
the guy that's not blind anymore, Samura, pulls up. And then our bet can finally be resolved.
The final battle is upon us.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that's all my thoughts.
Hell yeah. All right. Let's move onward.
We call that easy money, GG.
Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo.
Oh, I forgot about this.
Yeah. How do you forget about this? This is Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo Chapter 2, Deterrence. Last we left off, we are about 60-something years into the future from when Jujutsu Kaisen ended, and aliens are here. Aliens are now involved in the story, which is, always works out for a sequel spin-off series, as we know. We get this, essentially, these aliens named Simurians have come down to Earth as refugees to see if they can coexist with humans and live amongst them on Earth. And we are met by Okotsu and Maki's grandkids, who are the protagonists of this story. The older brother Tsurugi takes more after Maki, and is given the ring that Okotsu carries around that may or may not still contain Rika. He has a sister named Yuka who takes more after Yuta Okotsu, and she wants the ring. It was taken from her, even though Okotsu himself gave it to her. It was given to her brother because he was seen as weak because he has no cursed energy. He takes after Maki in that way, so they gave him the ring as a means of protection, and he wants to give back the ring to Yuka to prove that he is as strong as Maki is, and to prove that Maki was also very, very powerful in her own right. So they also meet this alien called Maru, who has been watching them on a sorcery mission thing, and they managed to stop a curse user from selling kids on the black market, I guess.
And crack.
This chapter opens up at the Kyoto Museum of Emerging Science and Innovation, where we see Usami, their mentor sorcerer, going to meet the aliens for the first time. and we meet them. We see a diplomatic envoy of the Samurians named Jabaloma, and he sure looks like a Jabaloma.
He does. He looks like Tengen.
He does look like Tengen. That's funny.
He has an eraser head.
Yeah. He is joined by Cross, their dispatch officer, who is Maru's brother.
He has 3 chins.
He does have 3. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, you're getting a kick out of his design, huh?
Yeah. I just look at this.
It is sludgy. He looks like he's melting in that next panel where you're shaking hands with Usami.
He's very unsettling.
Yeah, it's not great to look at. But we meet Cross, who is the brother of Maru, who we met earlier.
Sorry,
Jesus Christ.
I dropped my photo.
Oh no.
Oh my goodness, this shit is frying me right now. This thing looks so ugly.
I didn't really like it so long.
Josh has been defeated by the ugliest man in manga.
Imagine waking up looking like that.
If you wanted to kill yourself, I wouldn't even be that mad. I would understand.
Yeah, this is a rough look.
Nigga, I would be like, are you, if someone asked you if you was an alien, you had to just be like, yeah.
Yeah.
I am.
Even if I didn't have a third eye, I look like an alien.
That's why he could. And why is he looking like that? Yo, wait, hold on. I don't know what. I'm sorry, guys. I can't
we need to let Josh process.
Go to page 6 in the middle panel. He's like,
yeah, I'm seeing it.
I don't like this shit at all. What the fuck is wrong with you, Gigi? What's happening?
No, it's the other artist. It's this.
I'm sure he gave him these character designs and said, "Draw this guy." You know, in that last episode where that lady was calling herself a schlubby pig, or is it a schlubby old pig? This guy, this guy's a schlubby old pig.
Yeah, he is the schlubby. He drinks a lot of alcohol for sure.
Anyway, these aliens pull up and they're like, "We extend our deepest gratitudes." And Usami is perturbed because they're speaking perfect Japanese.
Right? He's like, yeah.
Ooh.
You just know our language, right?
Yeah, you just know our language all of a sudden.
Thanks for the heads up, Americans.
Yeah. You didn't fucking tell us. This guy's a fucking. These guys learn languages like that. So, yeah.
Because they don't speak alien, so they have a heads up. They have like a leg up on these niggas, man.
Yeah. So, they asked, we have a favor to ask you. Maybe we have our representative be here. He's like, sure. Is there some reason you wanted to ask that? And he's like, yeah, it is because the concept of being unarmed is meaningless to him. So we cannot comfortably let him attend unless he understand he has no hostile intentions. Yeah, then this guy pulls up looking like he has all the hostile intentions in the planet.
Yeah. Yeah. Every oozing with hostile intent. Yeah, that was...
Yeah.
Look how menacing this nigga looks.
Bro, they cut to like after they met and they're just like, Jesus Christ. He's like, no wonder they're saying it's on par with Ryoma and Sukuna. And they're like, yeah, they could take over our country mad easy. It wouldn't even be a problem for them.
So we are not even like that.
He said, that doesn't mean we should give in to their every demand. And he explained, and they were asked to conceal the fact that our Samurian envoy is an alien and let him accompany Jujutsu sorcerers to school and on missions. And he said it wouldn't be such a big deal if things ended with that. And then we see fucking the representative Samurian pull up looking scary as shit. And this is where we get the insight that he assigned the Okotsu siblings to the job. And the reason that he's basically pairing them up with Maru is because he wants to give, the adults may be like too uptight and, to give a good first impression of humanity. And it might be best to go with the younger generation. And, they'll be, I guess, like naturally more optimistic, and there won't be any bullshit that comes with being an adult in this world and understanding the stakes at hand, that, the kids would just be able to, get along with him and get to know him as a person. We then cut back to the kids, speaking of which, and Tsurugi tells Yuka that they're aliens, and he explains that the black market guy, the curse user, says that, that there have been diplomatic talks with aliens, and he's been trying to get out of the human trafficking business because of the alien invasion. So, and plus they saw this fucking guy's third eye. So there's no denying that. And they said, well, why don't we just ask Usami? Or, why don't we just ask like Maru directly? And he's like, no, that's just as pointless as asking Usami. Not to mention, I can't trust Maru. So they make up a fake reason to talk to the curse user again about the alien invasion. And he basically explains that, like, the government has been keeping tabs with aliens, and he even knows that they're called Samurians. He says, like, here, I thought you were Jujutsu sorcerers. You work with the paranormal every day, but at the same time, you're denying the paranormal. And he's like, we just want some confirmation that this is true, even. And he's like, well, there's a mothership containing 50,000 Samurians floating above this country as we speak. And he says that, they could probably be self-sufficient on that ship to an extent, but they'll hit a limit at some point. So supplies got to be brought in before that happens. And he explains that it's happening tomorrow at 8 p.m. The barrier technique that hides the ship will be dropped. And they'll weaken it just enough for a sorcerer to catch a glimpse of the ship while supplies are being loaded. So, go see for yourself. And they pretty much do just that. As they're heading over to where the ship is, they have this kind of heart-to-heart-ish about the ring. Tsurugi says that he's not going to give it back because the three clans treated Maki like she was some sort of failure, but she never gave up and shut him up with her power. And she's like, shut him up? She like killed her entire family. Tsurugi says, I want to be just as powerful. And at this moment, Yuka starts thinking to herself and feeling like they're both chasing after their own ideas of the truth. I wanted him to give me back the ring this whole time, and Tsurugi's always wanted to give the ring back to me. Isn't that why I wanted to get stronger? And as they arrive at the ship, we get this actually pretty crazy 2-page spread of them looking up at the ship. And Tsurugi's like, damn, aliens really are here. And
this shit a big ass rectangle.
Yeah. And like, I don't know why aliens came to Earth, but no matter what happens, it's up to us, the Jujutsu sorcerers, to take care of it. And Yuka said that's what the treaty says. And they're both taking it upon themselves to, deal with this alien thing. And they both say that they want to be just like Maki Zenin and Yuta Okotsu. We then get a little scene between Maru and Cross. Maru's like, Cross, it's been a while. And he's like, Maru, go back and stay with the alien sorcerers. And Maru's like, why? I mean, it feels pretty obvious. They're just kind of like us. There's bad people and good people here. Like, just like they're bad and good Sumerians. And Cross is like, well, but unless our ideas of what's good and bad are the same, it's meaningless. And And Maru argues that it is this. They are the same. He's like, that's not for you to decide. It seems our opinions are split on the matter between conflict and coexistence. And Maru is on the side that conflict is wrong. So, he's like, if that's what you think, then spend more time with the Earthling sorcerers and present your evidence for consideration. And Maru asks Cross if he's going back to the ship, but he's like, no, I have my own job to do. And Maru asks Cross if he wants to go get breakfast tomorrow. He says, the sorcerer shows me all kind of stuff, and the food in this country is really good. And Cross is like, I'm busy. So we then cut back to Yuka and Tsurugi. They're about to take the train, but Tsurugi doesn't have his student pass, so he's got to relink it. He tells Yuka to go on without him, and we cut to Cross, who is on a rooftop, and Tsurugi is suddenly there, and he mistakes Cross for Maru because they look just the same, except for their tattoo is a little different, actually.
They are two different people. Okay.
Yeah, they're two different people. And he's like, if you hang out up here, people are gonna jump. People are gonna think you're gonna jump and call the cops on you. He's like, don't you have rules like that on your planet? And he's like, shut up, don't talk to me. And then he just disappears. And the chapter ends with Tsurugi being like, what the hell's his problem? And that's Jujutsu Kaisen Modulo Chapter 2. Josh, what did you think about this chapter?
It was cool. I was really confused about this sudden cut to him being on the roof. But I think what happens is that he noticed Maru, or who he thought was Maru, on the roof after his pass didn't work. When he said it, I guess I got to relink it. I think that's when he noticed the dude on the roof. Mm-hmm. I think that makes the most sense. Yeah. Otherwise, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I wish there was a little bit of more. Shit is this? Yeah, I wish there was a little bit more of an linking thing to that, so that he's just not suddenly on the roof.
If nobody asks the question why the aliens come in a box spaceship, then I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. I hope it happens at some point in this manga. If it's like 100 chapters, then hopefully it happens in that time frame. Whatever it may be.
Yeah.
I need the answer to that. Yeah, this guy with the horn. So the dude, this guy's like, he said it's the concept of being unarmed is meaningless for him. Does that mean like his power, like he's just so strong that he's just a weapon?
Yeah, basically.
You think he's heard of Ryomen and he's like, where's that chump at? Do you think he's like that?
Yeah. I want to see him. Where he at?
Yeah, where's Sukuna? Where's this big, bad, strong man that I heard was on this planet not that long ago? Because, he's probably thousands of years old or whatever. They're aliens, right?
Yeah.
Was Kishimoto ahead of the game?
He might be at this point.
How much did Dandadan influence Modulo?
Probably not really. The aliens aren't nearly as weird. Except for this one fat guy
going to space. Did something happen in Japan that I don't know about?
I don't know, man.
And now sci-fi is all the rage.
I have no idea. It's interesting though.
It is genuine questions I would like the answer to at some point. I ain't gonna lie, I don't really got that much to say about the chapter. I don't love these two characters yet, but I don't think you're supposed to love them yet. I want to see some fighting though. I want to see some action, some
power showing.
Mm-hmm. Wolfang Fist.
Yeah, she better use a fucking dragon fist next or some shit. Wolves ain't gonna cut it against aliens.
That's true. Aliens are greater than wolves. Aliens greater than wolves.
For sure. That goes without saying. But we'll say it anyway. Those are my thoughts, man. I mean,
All right. Brian, what
hopefully
do you think?
the main characters get more interesting soon.
I don't have too many thoughts myself. I do want to kind of point out that this guy kind of be looking like Tengen
Yeah.
a little bit with the fucking earlobes and the thumb head. I wonder if like, cause what was Tengen's thing? Like he was like holding up a barrier between humanity and like cursed spirits, right? Is that what he was doing?
Something like that. Yeah. It's been a while. So I don't remember exactly his thing, but yeah, he has like a barrier. I think his barrier is, yeah, he has a barrier that like, I guess holds back like cursed spirits and stuff from being too crazy out there. I have to reread it, but I need to understand. Let me see. Tengen's barrier. I'll Google it. You could continue with your thoughts, Brian.
Yeah. But I'm guessing that whatever Tengen was like kind of an offshoot of what this guy is.
Okay,
because Tengen's been around for a long time, right?
I found it. Okay, so this is a Reddit post that someone asked, "What do Tengen's barriers do?" They protect the schools with the barriers, strengthens barrier techniques of others. Kenjaku even says that people would need to reclaim barrier techniques know-how. Okay, they suppress cursed spirits. The 1,000 doors that shuffle every day is due to Tengen's barriers. An alarm goes off when there's an unregistered cursed energy, and that's a result of the barrier. Tengen also knew that Sukuna did an open barrier domain in Shibuya, which means that he can either see what happens inside their barriers or detect when cursed energy is used. So yeah, that's kind of what it does.
So, and if this guy is like the real deal when it comes to that, like if Tengen was like a bit of an offshoot of whatever this guy is, there's a chance that this guy is a next level version of Tengen. Just as this fucking horned guy is probably a next level version of Sukuna. And honestly, I kind of believe it because he looks the fucking part. I'll give this manga this. It makes these guys feel off-putting and menacing. Like, this guy looks like, I really like his design. I kind of like him like better as a design than Sukuna, to be honest.
Wow.
Like he feels like,
that's big words.
He feels like a threat, and he looks cool as fuck. Even from this little like shadow page that we got from him, I'm a fan of that. I'm just really fucking curious as to how they could possibly handle a Sukuna level threat in an era where sorcerers are weaker than they were back in Yuji's era.
Shit.
Yeah, like this is like a threat that they cannot possibly handle. And they say as much in this chapter too, where they're just like, we really need to be on good graces with these guys. And that adds like a pretty interesting layer to things for the series going forward. I'm really curious as to which direction they're going to go, because obviously these twins are going to be like fucking godlike sorcerers at some point probably, but for the moment there's a little bit of, I don't know, intrigue that may be introduced to this series, and there might be a little more like outside the box thinking, less direct combat kind of thing going on. So we'll see. I am curious. I'm not sold, but I'm curious.
Nice.
Those are my thoughts.
Yeah, Yeah, I feel like we're all in the same boat here and kind of agreeing. I'm not entirely invested in this series yet. Um, it's funny. It's just I feel like I wish we had gotten more from Yuka and Tsurugi first before we started really diving into this alien stuff. And that could just be a feature of this being a shorter series from the jump. It being a series that's probably going to last 6 months or so. So we're just trying to get into the action right now. And I would like to a little bit explore this post Shinjuku Showdown world of Jujutsu Kaisen a little more before really jumping in, but I think it is just kind of the circumstance of this being a limited series as opposed to a longer running series. Yeah, I'm not entirely invested in the Okotsu siblings yet. I think they're okay. I think they're interesting characters enough, and I like them enough, so that's a good start. I don't think they're unlikable characters. I'm just like not locked in with them yet. I like Maru okay. I like I think his dynamic with Cross is going to be interesting. Because they have a similar dynamic with our protagonist twins where they don't get along very well, and I'm sure they'll probably both grow in that regard. And it's going to be kind of like a dual paths thing where one relationship gets better and the other gets worse. And the worst one will probably be Maru and Cross. But yeah, this is the art is also good. I'm warming up to it a little bit. I feel like this artist does his best to really to capture some of the Gege Akutami characteristics of his artwork while also infusing it with his own style, because I definitely see it here and there. I see like the little shadows of Akutami in it, so I don't mind the art. I think it's growing on me a little. But yeah, I'm excited to see where this series goes and go with an open heart. I do enjoy this. I'm on the good side of this series so far. It's not entirely grown on me yet, but yeah, I'm still feeling it out and trying to understand where it came from. The alien angle is so crazy for Jujutsu Kaisen because it's so spiritual. It's like the ghosts and it's like a ghostly thing, and it's just become something entirely different. And that either can sink your series or, be very good for it. So we'll have to see. Those are all my thoughts on Jujutsu Kaisen, though. Do we have any rebuttals before we move on? Alrighty.
No, sir.
Then let's go.
I hope he turns his sword into some guns.
Dandadan. And with that, I'm going to pass this one over to Brian.
All right. We pick up where we left off, literally, as there is a giant explosion going on within the frog castle guy. And Momo shields Vamola and herself from the explosion by creating a little barrier around them. And as Momo lands within a field, she is separated. She is separated away from Vamola. And since Vamola is not inside her suit, she cannot detect her. So she starts panicking and starts running around, looking for Vamola. And she kind of runs out of this field and sees like a giant river. Like it is massive in scale because she is so small. And it kind of just hits her like that she's pretty much by herself. She wonders whether Granny Seiko is okay and whether she made it to the hospital. And she begins to tear up because she really misses her friends and she wants to go home, but as she kind of tears up, she starts to fade away, and all of her kind of spirit essence starts to, expand and spread off into the night sky in this 2-page spread of an empty field. But out of the darkness, you see uh, people walking out of it. Um, you see like a troop of these guys with masks, with one guy leading charge, walking through this field, and they approach the spot where Momo was last seen, and they go, "You are there, yes? Then please, you need not be worried. Matters have already concluded for your two friends." And he kind of reaches down, his head visibly climbs on top of it as they walk towards a shrine. And as they enter the shrine, they place whatever is holding Momo into like what seems to be a little pond within this shrine, and he's handed a mallet, and he grabs the mallet and brings it down onto whatever's holding Momo, and it explodes. And he kind of falls to his knees and offers the mallet to something, and the servants come over and they reach down within the water and they pull out Momo, who is in full form, and she is back to her original state. And that's where the chapter ends. Chris, what are your thoughts?
This was interesting. Not a lot of dialogue this time around. It was mostly just like, a visual thing. Man, I do not know what's going to happen with Momo after this. I have a feeling that, it's not going to be all hunky dory. I think that whatever they did to her, something had to be done that may have made a change in her. So I'm hoping it's not too bad. I'm hoping she's just not like evil or something now all of a sudden. But I guess it could also be these guys are good guys.
Yeah, I was going to say, you don't think these are the priests that was meant to help out?
It could be, but I wonder if there's going to be maybe nothing nefarious, but something's going to be different about Momo when she gets out of these waters or something. But those are all my thoughts, really. There's not much to say about this chapter, to be honest, just because it's a lot of just building this ambiance of this weird priesthood. I'm hoping that they're good guys. It would be nice. And maybe they are. And then just what they're doing might, as a result of saving Momo, will change some things about her. But I don't know. I genuinely can't tell what's going to happen. But those are pretty much all my thoughts. Josh, what did you think?
I'm at what you said a little bit more, and it was pretty ominous saying matters have already concluded for your two friends. Next is your turn. What the fuck does that mean? They do say don't worry. You need not be worried. But that's not necessarily a positive thing. It does seem a little ominous, but I do think ultimately it's going to be a similar situation to because it's gonna have some type of reset that'll ultimately make her powers more interesting and complex, or not. But that's I do feel like you're onto something there. But my thoughts, honestly.
Brian, what are your thoughts?
I don't have much else to say about this chapter. It was very tame for a Dandadan chapter. Very a conclusion to the like for all the chaos that happened throughout these past, like 30 how many chapters has it been? 10, 15?
Maybe somewhere around there.
Yeah, for all the chaos that's happened within there, like the plane, the shrine, everything that was going on with Okarun and the squad over there, like it felt like a much needed, all right, here's a breather. You can take a breath, you can relax. The conflict has finally resolved itself and Momo is back. So yeah, pretty chill, very calm chapter, and not much else to say aside from that. That's all I got.
Yeah, I really appreciate the ambiance of this chapter. It was just really cool. It was very interesting. I'm curious to see what comes of it, but if that's it, you guys ready to close this one out?
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah, that was Dandadan, and that has been our show. Thank you guys so much for listening. As per usual, you can find me at the Chris Espinal on Twitter and Instagram. Josh is at JDCole_37 on Instagram, at New Jump City Josh on Twitter. Brian is at b.esp on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow him where he's streaming at twitch.tv/itspunchline sometimes. Email the show at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com with any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want us to talk about, and maybe we'll answer them on the pre-show chat show that I will edit and put up late. But the bright side is there's going to be a lot of pre-show content coming at you guys. But yeah, keep sending emails. We are recording these episodes, so please keep sending them, and then we'll get to them. Subscribe to us on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube. Very important. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. And yeah, that's it. That's it for today's show. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you next week. Stay safe, New Jump citizens.